Hello and welcome to the final race of 2020, that fantastic year we've all had. We're in a 300 plus point lobby here then, and this is a very unusual race, almost as if it was designed by the year 2020 itself. So the lap is 100% full throttle and we are in the Toyota Supra. There's a few other cars involved. You can see an F40 just in front, and it is very important you have a group of cars with you for qualifying. So as we come across the line here to set our qualifying lap, you can see we've been in a group of about 6 or 7 cars, and we've ended up third on the grid, which is very important because in the race itself it is very difficult to make progress up the field if everyone is in single file using the slipstream. So on to the race then. Obviously starting P3 is very good. We're going to be near the front. We just need to make sure that we maintain track position as best we can at the start. I've seen a few drivers in some of the races previously starting to 18th, 19th, 20th, and they lose the slipstream at the start of the race. So if that happens, you have no chance of getting back into the race, unfortunately. So we can see here it's a rolling start. We're in third place and we're going to start cruising up to the car in front. You can see an F40 there going past very quickly. So they are very fast at the start of the race due to the gearing, but once everyone is up to full speed, the Supra tends to be the slightly faster car. There's also a Lamborghini Diablo that is very good in the slipstream, but again it doesn't have the best top end speed. So you can see we've settled down into fourth place then. The whole field is strung out in single file, and we just need to basically, for this race, spend 2 laps trying to maintain position and then start fighting for position around the last corner effectively of the race. So we can see here as we head around the final turn of lap 1, we just get nudged into the wall there, and unfortunately we lose a little bit of speed, just a couple of miles an hour, but it's enough to drop down into 7th place. So very frustrating, because like I said, in a straight line when everyone is maxing out their top speed, you can't really get past, and you need to make sure you've got a car in front of you as well. You can't just pull out to the side and try to overtake someone, because then you'll end up without a slipstream and you will just get set back. So we're down to 8th place now, unfortunately, but there is over a second gap to the car behind, so they are out of this group's slipstream range, which means unless we crash, we're guaranteed to at least finish in the top 8, which is good news for us. And we've had a couple of terrible races so far due to qualifying down near the back and not being able to make our way up the field very much. So you can see here again, in 8th place, everyone is in single file, so it's going to be very difficult to start to make any positions up. Around the bend, second to last corner then, we're going to go and try going low and see if we can move up at all, gain any positions. Getting very sort of argy-bargy in there. I think we might have gained 1 place side by side with the Supra there of Mohata, but we can't really do anything about it, and we end up back in 7th as the F40 gets kind of spun out to the side, or chucked out to the side I should say, and he ends up in the wrong position, so he loses the slipstream and has to concede to going to the back of the field. So heading down into the final turn then, and everything's to play for. As long as we're sort of somewhere in the top 6, we've got a good chance of getting the win. We just need to make sure we have enough momentum coming out the corner. So you kind of want to hang back a little bit if you can. You don't want to do any bump drafting now if you can avoid it, because if you bump the car in front, you're going to scrub off your own speed. So you just want to make sure there's enough of a gap, and you want to try and get a bit of a slingshot coming out of the final corner. So that's what we're going for. We're going to be on the low side, so hopefully we can move to the inside and get a move. And you can see here we're in good position, but we just tap that Lamborghini on the left there and lose a little bit of speed. So we're in 6th place, and you can see on the left a few cars coming through a little bit faster than we are. but unfortunately we can't do anything about it. So 6th place for us there, just a 10th off of 1st place, and that's the best we can do, unfortunately. But 244 points, not too bad of a result. But you can see here in the chat, there's clearly a bit of beef, so we'll have a look at the replay and see what's going on. So the F40 driver here, who was the one complaining, you can see he's not following the cars in front. He's trying to force himself into the slipstream and cutting across the Spaniard there. So yeah, to be honest, I think he's probably more at fault than the Supra driver in that instance. And then I forwarded a bit further around the race, and again he's not got the right line there, and he's trying to force his way in and just cutting across some of the other cars. So I think he's more to blame than anyone else there, actually. So let's have a look at our ranking then. We're first in Kent, 14th in the UK, and 66th in Europe. So 2 rounds still left to go. Hopefully we can maybe push for a top 10 UK here if we get a couple of decent results. Let's have a look at the regional ranking then, and down in 66th place. So again, a couple of good results, maybe we can push forward to the top 50 and hopefully finally get our S licence. So obviously due to lockdown, once again I'm off work, and it gives me more chance to enter all the races. Normally I'd only be able to enter 1 in every sort of 4 races due to my shift pattern. So yeah, hopefully we can actually get a good result with this exhibition series. Anyway, I wish you a good new year. Hopefully you'll have a better year than 2020 has been, and I'll see you soon.